What's happening, homie? We are back. Day 6 of Intelligentsia Cup, the South Chicago road race. And let me tell you something, we got some stats. Average power, 234, normalized 290, average about 27 miles an hour. My FTP at the time was maybe 300, weighed 165 pounds, and fun fact, if my aunt had wheels, she would be a bicycle. This road race was supposed to be 50 miles long. I'll tell you something, it was not 50 miles long, and that was frustrating for me. I really felt like this was going to be my day. I really enjoy road races. They're definitely my favorite style of racing. Unfortunately, in the Midwest, all that exists is criteriums. It is literally criterium hell. Nevertheless, I go to every single criterium series in the Midwest. Toad, Intelligentsia, Gateway Cup, Tour of St. Louis. You name it, I've probably been there, except the Indy Cup, or whatever it's called, I'm not sure. Nevertheless, this road race was supposed to be 50 miles, and it was not, which sucked. Whatever, you adjust. It was cut about 30-40 minutes short, because I don't think they wanted the pro men lapping us twice. Just once is enough, right? So early on in this race, had a guy off the front, had a teammate off the front. And as you can see, we got guys just sprinting around the pack, because the pack goes fast and then it gets slow. But early on, my teammate had a pretty legit gap. They had about a minute, and people were really trying to jump across, and I was over every single move. And honestly, I felt pretty good, but after doing that for so long, you just get tired. A lot of these kinds of chasing, right? And there you can see we're getting somewhat of a gap. People are jumping across hard, and I'm doing a serious effort to get across, right? And honestly, this is what I thought was my move. And, you know, I know it says duration 2 minutes. We've only got a mile. That's a lie. We're like 45, 50 minutes into the race. They roll right past these DCC guys. And this was the part, is like, you would get across to someone, but you end up dragging someone because I just didn't make the rubber band snap, right? Nevertheless, overall, very fun race. Like I said, early on in the race, had someone up the road, was covering a bunch of attacks, so I've spent a lot of matches trying to cover that, right? That break gets caught. Okay, you know, no teammate up the road, time to sit in. That's what I ended up doing for a while. And for a moment, can we talk about how bad the pavement is in the square part of the course? I know we just passed it and I can, you know, edit, but I'm not very good at that, and, you know, I'm trying to learn, but not for this video. It's just not worth it, right? I don't do well enough in this video to complain about the pavement and then edit to show you how bad the pavement was. You'll just have to take my word for it, and if you've raced this, you know. But only in the square section, right? Once you get into the nice straightaway, beautiful pavement. Until you hit the light, and then it's bad pavement again. It's so bizarre. It's just Midwest winners, right? Chicago winners. What am I talking about? I'm literally rambling. We're 3 minutes and 10 seconds into a race analysis, which I haven't done much analysis of. So let's go ahead and jump ahead. So now that you're done listening to the musings of a madman, we jumped ahead. It's the last lap. I know it says 9.6 miles. That's not true. As you can see, a little bit strung out. Race did get fast like this at times, and it definitely got fast near the end. We're really starting to pick it up. We had been cruising for like the last 2 laps. No one really wanted to chase anything off the front, so no one was really attacking. A lot of the teams thought they had a chance in the sprint. Everyone thought they had a chance in the sprint, but not everyone can win a sprint, right? And this is exactly what happens. We are immediately stretched out. Guys off the front are probably 50, 60 meters ahead of where I'm at, and I'm falling back. I'm trying to find a wheel to get on. I think I find one right here on this giant. A guy's a little bit hesitant to get on the wheel, and I kind of take it from him. And I know if I position on the right here, with the way the corner's coming, there's kind of like a little chicane. It's not very hard. Effectively, the rider in front of me is going to have to move her to the right, and I'm going to get the wheel for free. That's exactly what happens, although, you know, I let a gap open because I'm dumb. The problem with this strung outness is there's not a team on the front. It's just a couple guys. I think they were trying to get away. They cannot hold 32 miles an hour to the finish. We're about maybe 3-4 minutes to the finish. I see this happening, and I don't immediately jump, and I think I actually made the right decision there, because these guys are kind of filling in the gap and they're bringing it back, right? If I had made that jump, it would have had to been all out from there to the finish, and I just, with how many attacks I was covering early on for my teammate, there was no way I was going to make it to the finish. Doesn't really matter. It gets brought back. everyone's kind of looking behind. No one's pedaling that hard. It's a slight tailwind here, so it's not like you're expending that much energy to go 30 in the draft of someone. And you can see the guys up here, they're just not really working together. And that happened a ton. And, you know, if you're getting in breaks with the same guys over and over and they're not working, then they're not going to work with you at the end, which is another reason why I didn't want to jump across. I get on my teammate's wheel here, and, you know, I see him winding it up. I see other people winding it up. A lot of guys here do not want this to come down to a sprint. I'm ambivalent, but man, that attack up the right came out of nowhere, and they shot out like a rocket. And that is like probably my first mistake of 3 that kind of kills the race for me. I just lost 100 meters on the leaders, bars, and it's really, really, really hard to make that up. And the final corner before the final straight, which is about a mile long, is a full 180, and if you go through it first through 5th, you can take the choice line. I realize now that I'm not going to get to take the choice line, and being in the pack is actually going to slow me down more. I'm going to have to expend more energy, so I accept my fate. I float back. I leave a big gap. Thankfully, no one comes around me to fill it, because it allows me to carry more speed, and I have to brake less than everyone else. I still don't take it great. I have to slow down to like 16, 17, but I keep my speed better than some of the guys I'm near. Spike it up to 1100 watts. That's the second major mistake I made. I probably should have just held like 700 instead of doing 1000, come back down. But here I'm making my move, right? And it's not a bad move. I kind of find the right angle on it, and I'm protected from the headwind as of right now. 1111 rider comes in front of me, I hop on the wheel. This is kind of my final mistake that matters. I make more after this, but this is the one that matters. His wheel is for the taking. I need to get my bars in front of the rider to my right, but another guy swings over and pinches me, and here I like surge to get on his wheel. I use a ton of energy here. I remember this, and then I just give it up, and it's over, right? We're 800 meters from the finish maybe, and I just have nothing. I honestly think I just redlined. I didn't have anything left. Covered too many moves, was on too many breaks, and just kind of used all my matches up. And it is insane to me. You know, even here, I was in Cat 2 through this series and the Toad series. Like, you don't get swarmed as bad like this in the Cat 3s. There's just not enough people who are still in contention for the sprint, right? I got swarmed by like 40 people. Crazy, man, crazy. Well, you know, I think I finished like 30th or something. Not good. Fun race. Wish it was a little bit longer. Maybe I would have had more time to recover from all those earlier efforts. But hey, racing's racing, and I'm hoping to improve. If you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe to see more, please do. Otherwise, take it easy. Later. Deuces.